Good morning, it's UPB, OptionMillionaires.com, September 22nd, 2014. We're a little more than a month away from Halloween, but this market is making me scared. We hit our record highs last week and have been pulling back ever since. And it's funny, you would look at this chart and say, wow, it's a great call from the bears. But then if you look at this chart, we're up here, a little tiny red candle. Yesterday, on Friday, it seemed like all the bears were doing cartwheels. I called the top, I nailed it. I nailed it, just like they were back here and back here and back here and back here. But again, when you're not trading with real money and your sole purpose is selling subscriptions to your newsletter, I mean, you can call the top as many times as you want and be successful at it, right? Because eventually the market's going to pull back. It is a market. There are people buying and selling. And at some points in time, there are more people selling than buying and more people buying than selling. Hence a marketplace. Hence, I could say the stock market's going to head higher. And guess what? At some point, I'm going to be right. I'm going to say the market's going to head lower. And guess what? I'm going to be right at some point. But if you look at the trend, the people who have been calling for the market to head higher have been right a heck of a lot more than the people going for the market to head lower. And so when you see the people here, calling for the downside, it finally comes. Ooh, we're down 0.2% on the session. My goodness, I can buy my wife a new pair of boobs. Oh, this is awesome. But of course, they're not buying the wife the new pair of boobs because they traded it or used any real money shorting the market. No, it's for their subscription service. Maybe they got 3 or 4 additional subscribers to their, ambiguousreport.com. Hi, I am Captain Oblivious. I am Captain Ambiguous, and I'm Captain whatever you want to call me. Just sign up to my newsletter because the market's going to head up, down, sideways, inside out, and I'm going to be right every step of the way. And when I'm not, I'll just delete the post. That's how it works here at Captain Oblivious, CaptainAmbivalent.com. So anyway, the trend remains to the upside. It is a great way to start a Monday morning. I just had to get that off my chest. But if you look, the trend remains to the upside. Upside. And we got some earnings reports coming out this week. Not a lot. Earnings season's not kicking off for a little bit. But we do have some interesting possibilities as far as earnings trades are concerned. I also have some charts I wanted to go over. U.S. Steel, which is a stock I called to go to the upside. Yeah, upside. Yeah, I didn't say, hey, well, I think, if the weather stays above 63 degrees in my, my winter home in Florida. No, I didn't. I said it was going to go higher, and sure enough, we got a nice move to the upside. I see a similar move with Whole Foods, like we saw with Big Lots. Big Lots, the same thing at support. I'll bring up the chart of Big Lots, and I like Whole Foods for move up. I think this morning, to me, JB does it a lot. He looks at some individual stocks in the morning. Futures are lower, yet Whole Foods is bid at its closing price. So we're seeing some interesting action here in the morning. I think Whole Foods is going to see a 3 to 5% rally this week. Call me crazy. And if a stock like Big Lots is any example of what we're going to see with Whole Foods, Big Lots hit support. I call it at the start of the year. Look at the rally it had. I mean, that's a significant rally from the less than 27.50 level down to about 26. So that's what I'm looking for with Whole Foods. We have earnings reports. Nike, which is breaking out to record levels. This is a bubble stock, isn't it? I mean, people are, they don't buy sneakers or anything these days. They're walking around barefoot in sandals that aren't made by Nike. It's just, Nike is just rising upon endless central bank stimulus. I'm not going to sit there and cover my ears and pretend that central banks globally aren't inflating asset prices. But on the flip side, stocks like Nike, how about FedEx, which hit a record high last week? All-time record high. Okay, so FedEx isn't shipping anything, right? This is all invisible products. When they put a box at somebody's doorstep, it's empty. There's just a couple styrofoam peanuts in there. Everyone's like, oh, bubble, bubble, bubble. Back in 2000, the bubble stocks were stocks that didn't do anything. They had no revenue, no profits. How long has FedEx been around for? So come on, throw it out there. So if you look at a stock like Nike, which has continued to the upside, guess what? This to me, and if you pull up, look at the trend. We're putting in higher lows, and we're holding steady here at this level at about the $78, almost $80 level. We finally broke above it. It's very bullish for Nike. Economy be damned. Somebody's buying freaking shoes, sit there and go, oh, it's a bubble economy. The Ali blah blah top. Oh, I called it for the 100th time. Honey, I'm so great. But if you look, Nike, come on, Nike's going higher. FedEx is going higher. Caterpillar's over $100. How about U.S. Steel? I mean, come on, what does U.S. Steel make? Do they make, fake pet product? I don't even know. I couldn't even describe what's going through their minds when they're talking about the bubble economy. So, nonetheless, we have earnings from Nike. We have Bed Bath & Beyond. I always exclude the extra B. I think it's Bed Bath Beyond. There you go. One less B, but not here. Look at this, Best Buy. I mean, I don't go to Best Buy anymore, but look at the stock. Somebody's buying something. Beautiful move off the lows, just like Hewlett Packard. Let's go to Bed Bath & Beyond. Analysts came out today expecting more of the same, meaning what they've done in the past is what they're going to continue to do, which is, just modest growth. I don't know anyone who shops at Bed Bath & Beyond without that 20% coupon. You get that 20% off coupon in the mail. Why would you buy more than one item? Unless they allow you to use more than one coupon. It's like, oh, well, let me pay 20% more for that item. So to me, it's a double-edged sword. But again, it gets people in the doors. And hey, it's a $65 stock. So they have earnings. One I'm looking at here is Diamond Foods, which makes some peanuts and some almond milk. $95 stock in the past. Looks like it's consolidating here. This is something I might be looking to get some calls in. Heading into earnings, this is after the bell on Thursday, I believe. Also, we have NQ, which is a stock that has fallen off a cliff after Muddy Waters came out. Let's look at Baba. Analysts, look at that chart. That is a 5-year chart here. 5-year weekly chart of Baba. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. Obviously, it's only traded one day. If you haven't followed any of my videos, I'm somewhat sarcastic when I make them. But there's a 2-day chart. Notice how the first day is empty. Yeah, it's only traded one day. Again, nothing has changed. But when the bell rings today, it will be 2 full. Well, at the end of the close, it'll be 2 full days to start. It'll only be 1 day and 1 minute. But you can look at the chart here. I like this stock up. And an analyst came out this morning, 125. Yeah. That's where it's going to head over. It looked like it was going to head over $100 right at the open. Look at it. Came up and then it came back. Massive volume. So Baba. And then a stock that I really like here in the short term. Everybody was selling it. Heading into the Alibaba pullback. Had a nice rally on Friday. Look where it came to. See, that's why I talk about this all the time. Having a great chart software or program where you can enter a trend line and just set it and forget it. It's just like your chicken in your rotisserie. Don't touch it. And so look at that trend line. It came right up to it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. The underside of a trend line heading back to the start of August. So we need to get above that. If we do, guess what's going to come next? Right there. See that? See that purple dotted line? Almost 350. So that's what I'm looking for Amazon this week, 350. I'll be looking at some options earlier today, after the bell. Probably about noontime, I'll be looking for some options, because when you're trading out of the money stock options, especially on a day to start the week, unless we get a big decline in some name and you're looking to buy the dip, better off just waiting for the dust to settle. All right, then, one more. Well, actually, I like a couple more, but I'm just going to give you one more. Twitter. I like Twitter here today. Look at the move up it had late in the session on Friday. JB at Option Millionaires, guess what he was doing right at the end of the session on Friday? Buying the calls. Maybe that's why it rallied. I don't know. But nonetheless, and I've only used it once in this video, nonetheless, anyone who's keeping track. I love this stock for a move up to record high prices over the next couple months, 75, and it's going to be a $100 stock. But who's counting? It's only fake money these days, right? I'm not trading with real money, just like everybody else. Hey, the market's a bubble. Twitter is going to fall. Twitter, who uses Twitter? Nobody makes money with Twitter. All right. Oh, let me get the scream track back on it. Be like, well, look at my fake trading account.com. Oh my goodness, honey, it's over. She's like, all right. UPB here, optionmillionaires.com. Halloween is in a month and a week, so we'll see how those bears are doing that. Probably a lot of blood and gore. All right, everyone. I'll see you in the chat room at optionmillionaires.com. Everyone have a great start to the trading week. Goodbye.